Hi, friends. Chris Kelly here. Hey, it's that time of the week again. Time to take a look at stats, just kind of talk a little bit about what's going on currently in the market for the week here in Portland Metro and all of that good stuff. So in case you haven't noticed, there's two of us this week. And I just, as long as I've been doing this, I realized I haven't really introduced Jamie more formally. Many of you that are in my database and past clients, people we keep in touch with, probably have already heard from him. But Jamie Netolesky has worked with me on this team for a very long time and really come alongside me in my database with my clients. And so I just thought it appropriate to finally make a more formal introduction. So Jamie, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for being here. Tell me a little bit about, tell the world a little bit about who you are, what you do, and how that works.
Yeah. So I've been working with Chris for about 10 years. And in the last year and a half, I work alongside, as he said, closely. And so I'm calling you guys in his database, our relationships. And a lot of the time we're just saying, we're here for you. Is there anything we can be doing to help? And if people are asking questions right now, usually they're asking what's happening in the market or what are interest rates doing? And Chris talks about this every week. Interest rates are still staying up. And the market is, overall, less is happening. But we are still seeing activity. Things are still happening. People need to buy.
We're pretty grateful to have really not receded like the market has, which frankly I think is a testimony to doing business relationally. It's just there's less business going on, but of the business that is going on, people tend to call us. So I know that most of your time, talking to the database is just letting people know we're here. We didn't go home. We're still at work. We're here to help you. And then obviously, a lot of times I've said in some of these videos, people say, "Hey, Chris," and then I kind of a hushed voice, "How's things going? Are you okay?" Like somebody died. Frankly, that's not the case. I don't think we're going to have a record year, but we're going to have a pretty good year as a team. It's not a slouch. In the face of a market that isn't having a record year. Nationally, sales are down. I think in the last 2 years, so 22 and 23, the number of sales nationally has come off almost a third, which makes sense. If you look at Portland Metro and the data that we look at, sales are off, the number of transactions, a little over a third, to be honest. So it's kind of played out that way nationally over the last couple of years. So anyway, if you hear from Jamie, he's been around a long time with me. He's super versed. When I sit here and tell you, hey, we and us and my team and I, this is a very integral part of what my team and I means. So, where my personal clients and our transactions are concerned, they really are our transactions. For the most part, it's Jamie and I working to help you when we're in a buy or a sell. So. All of that to say, let's shift over and have a peek at data. So I'll minimize the screen and look at as I often say sometimes, what's the market look like? Less. And that's true. I mean, solds start with a 2. Solds are down 24% from last week, and that week was down from the week prior. So solds have come off quite a bit, and pendings have as well. You see they're down another 16% from last week. Median average sales price. I always tell you that this kind of does this, and it does. And this week it did this, and it's probable that in the next couple of weeks it'll come back up in full or in part. So this number has capitulated between the low 5s like this, 5.25, and close to 6. And this number has kind of back and forth between 550 and 650. So or even higher in times. So it's you can see from even a year ago that's not a dramatic amount of movement. I think last week this number was pretty close to this number. So again, I tend to look at 2019 as a comparison because that was a pre-COVID, kind of a pre-weird marketplace where interest rates were higher than 2.5%, 3%. And there was definitely more going on. There consistently has been. This week in 2019 reduced quite a bit from the prior weeks in 2019. So that's some of that's cyclical, and some of that right now is cost of money. Interest rates are higher. Those who I listen to maintain with conviction that interest rates are going to start with a 5 in 2024. I hope they're right. I tend to listen to the guys I listen to, and I understand the logic behind it. I also understand the apprehension about making a statement such as that. So I may not share the enthusiasm for that becoming the case, but what I do know, or what I do believe, is that that trajectory is absolutely what's going to happen. The projection is that the number of transactions go back up another 10-12% next year, and another 12 to 15% the year following. So why do I know that off the top of my head? Because I just got done watching a video about the stats and about the predictions about what's going on. So happy to have that conversation with anybody that wants to dive into that a little deeper. To some people, it causes one to gloss over. But all that to say, it's pretty likely that things are going to get more favorable in real estate specifically. That might not play out in the entirety of the economy, but it's likely to play out specifically in the real estate space. What does that mean to you? If you're buying today at a 7% interest rate, at a house that costs X, it's pretty darn likely that if you go to buy that same house next year, or at such a time that the rate starts with a 5, that house ain't costing X anymore. It's just that simple. It's economics 101. I'm not a genius. It's just how it works. So again, happy to get into that with any degree of specificity that you'd like. Last, I'll end with this, kind of our first public announcement. It's almost that time of year again. Holiday pies. I can't believe I'm talking about the holidays, but it's around the corner. So, we're 7 weeks out, 6-7 weeks out from our annual pie day. I've been doing it for a long time. We got a lot of pies and a lot of people coming in to see us. It's a great time just to say hi, give people a hug, tell them that we care. Bring a little humanity to the world of business. That's always our goal, to help people when they need it and bring a little humanity to the experience. So just know that that's coming. I'll look for more coming out. Of course, for me, you can count on a whole bunch of it in advance of it happening. So that's what I got. So as I always say, until the next time.